Hi, I just want to give a quick introduction to how to use the AudioDharma website to access some of its, 9,700 talks and guided meditations. So, without further ado, there's a document online that I'm reading from. Want to make a point of the AudioDharma website is part of a collection of websites, all of which are associated with Gil Fronsdal and the Insight Meditation Center in Redwood City, California, just south of San Francisco. But that's not what this is about. We're about AudioDharma in particular. Excuse me. Let me bring up the AudioDharma website. So the stuff on here goes back like 30 some years, but let's just look at some of the new stuff. If I want to see what's there now, I go from the home page here, audiodharma.org. Just scroll down to all talks. Format, forward. You've got a title, a speaker, a date, a length in minutes and seconds. And then under actions here, there's things that you can do. You can listen right away.
The following talk was given at the Insight.
So built-in player pops up. You can also download it if you're, like, say, putting it on a phone or in some kind of special collection or something like that. A lot of them, most of them, I believe, have videos associated with them, so you can just listen to it here. That's why it's the AudioDharma. This is the oldest of their websites, and it goes way, way back, actually, to the beginning of the internet, just about. And then, so you can download it, you can watch the video, you can listen to it built in. Watch the video built in, it's the same deal. You can watch the
There
video
is a
right here,
saying,
or you can go to YouTube and watch it. I usually end up over here because I'm just more used to watching things here, and I'm familiar with where the controls are and all. But anyway, do what you want, and when you're done with it, just click somewhere away from it if you're using the internal video viewer. And some of the talks also have transcripts associated with them. Notice that's on a different website. So you're sent to another website where you get these. This is one of what I think of as nearly useless transcripts. This is completely machine generated, and as you can see, without formatting, it's a jumble. I don't know, or my brain works that way. It really, I have such a negative reaction. If you hit play here,
there is a saying,
I'm not sure
to
in
be
what circumstances
wise,
this would be useful, but there it is. So you get the highlight of the text as it's being spoken. There's also human edited versions of these transcripts, which are very useful, very easy to read, well formatted. So the machines have a ways to go. Okay, so this is just all the talks. Let's say you want to get to guided meditations. So in that case, you can simply type in guided meditation up here in the search box. Okay, see, I'm in the upper right hand corner, and I just typed in guided meditations and tell it to go by clicking on the icon. And here are my search results. Anything that has guided meditation in the title is going to get listed here. And notice that there's lots of different speakers. And it's all organized by date from current to the past. And it tells you about length. So the usual stuff. And way down at the bottom of the first page, you got other pages, and you can go to the last page. So there's 44 pages of titles that have guided meditation in them. Some very useful titles like this that say like guided meditation and nothing else. Uh, so anyway, that's what we can do with guided meditation in the search box all by itself, and we get way too much. So let's filter it. Hit the filter talks by. Now it's going to take the results of the guided meditation search and filter it. So we could say, let's just look at gills, and I'll point out all the different speakers here make this kind of difficult to navigate. So I should point out that all these achans, that's a Thai honorific for a meditation or a Buddhist teacher. There's also Aya, that's a female Buddhist teacher, I think also in the Thai tradition. Bhante is a monk, I can't remember at what level. Bhikkhu is general purpose monk. And you know, but mostly it's lay people. I think there's a couple hundred, maybe 300 names here. If you can think of a meditation teacher, they've probably at some point been a sub or a guest at IMC, and therefore got recorded. Let's go back to the filter here. So I want Gil, so I'll hit G to go to Gay Watson. I'll hit G again to go to the next G, which happens to be Gil. I don't really care about language because it's almost entirely in English anyway. If we want to just to have an experiment, we'll go back a year and we'll look for guided meditations by Gil for the last year and see what comes up. Whoops, I didn't put it in. Okay, I'm going to go back 1 year. No, I don't think I'll even bother to edit this. Here we go. Now let's see what we get. Last. Yep. We get 10 pages of them. And notice a lot of them are more than half an hour. Now we can filter by duration too. Notice it's sticky. It still has our information up here that we put in. For duration, there's kind of limited choices. But let's just take 10 to 30 minutes. And search. Now there's just 2 pages. Although that was just an academic exercise. 30 minutes is right what apparently is generally his target. I don't know that there were any that were very much longer. Anyway, the other thing would be to put topics up here, or something like Dharmat. Now Dharmat means a short Dharma talk. So let's go over here and turn off durations. Let's say any length. We'll stay with the last year and search. And there we are. Notice most of them have some kind of have the voice to text transcription. These other ones that say just transcript. This is yet another format, which looks useless to me. I want structure. Okay, let's not mess with that. The idea was we're looking at Dharmats, and notice they're all about this, you know, they're in that 10 to 15 minute kind of time frame, actually 13 to something. Anyway, you can take it from there. I just want to point out that there's 2 controls here. There's the filter talks by, and then there's the search box, and they go together. And of course you can clear them pretty easily. So guided meditation speaker. Let's go with Gil because I know he's there. And search. I just want to point out one more thing. The URL up here notice part of it says query equals guided, and you can see the word meditation and speaker ID, that sort of thing. So when you use the search box here, along with this filter, and you hit search, that search, when it's executed, gets reflected up here in the URL. So you could cut and paste this URL someplace else. You could come up with searches that you use on a regular basis and just stick them in a document somewhere so that you can click on them rather than type them in all the time. Great, that's about it. Look through the list of targets over here, the navigation panel here. All that's very good stuff. Won't take the time to go into all how wonderful it is in terms of how it's organized and how useful it is. There's lots of lists of talks that make sense, that go together. Yeah, like look through this menu bar here, Path Fundamentals. They're just wonderful collections from various years often of things that go together naturally. So they've been built into useful collections. Go directly to Intro to Meditation. Go directly to Guided Meditations. And of course, using AudioDharma, they have a lot of help here. In particular, some of these things are worth having a look at. So, enjoy the Audio Dharma. Know that there's also video Dharma. There's a YouTube channel. Let's go there. I just want to point out that there are playlists on this YouTube channel that are also useful. Not quite so useful, but nevertheless, at least there's a little bit of structure to all these videos. Mostly, though, I find what I want on AudioDharma, and I usually pick to watch the video here if it's available, rather than just listen to it. Of course, depending on what I'm doing. Some reason I just find the video, even though it's just a still, not a still, but it's, you know, the camera doesn't move for however long. Enjoy all this. There's just an abundance of things on the AudioDharma website, and in browsing around in the Insight Meditation Center and Insight Retreat Center websites is really useful too. Anyway,